Who in their right mind decided to put Traptrix and Rikka together and top a regional? Don't be like 30% of you that have not smashed the ever-living crap out of that subscribe button. Smash it so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. Now, this is interesting. Normally, I'd be done with covering regionals until the next block, but a couple of little interesting things kind of crept through here on the last end of the block, so I figured we'd go ahead and talk about them. For this regional, yeah, that's right, we have triple Cached Era being the most dominant deck in the room. Am I upset about that? No, nor should you. At this point in time, until things change in the near future, I'd get very used to seeing that. We also had double Runic Naturia. Okay, well, you know, it's called what it is, right? You know, you guys are used to seeing both of these decks in, you know, full force. You know, Runic Naturia being the interesting little competitor that it's been out here, you know, drawing as many cards as I can off of that broken field spell. It's pretty good, right? Well, yeah, it is. Now, we also had one Despia deck. Soon, Despia will evolve into a new, amazing, stronger entity. And once it's able to reach its peak potential with the last of its support, it will still only top one at a time during a regional season. Can't wait for that. We also had a Sprite Evil Twin. Now, to be honest with you, I'm kind of excited to still see that deck is able to perform out here and still kind of keep up with a lot of the metagame. Honestly, Evil Twin, in terms of package development for the deck, still feels incredibly strong at the end of the day, so I'll take that. And, of course, we have Traptrix Rikka. I have zero idea what to even say about that deck, but I think it's cool that it actually topped. Like, that's a form of innovation that I haven't really seen a lot of people consider, and I think that is that's kind of interesting, honestly. So we're gonna pass on over so you can take a look at some of these deck lists. Running our regional here was Cash Money Dollar Bills. Oh, man, is this right? Is this how we're going about this? Yeah. Well, it would appear that no matter how we try to go about our day, looking at Cached Era, we'll still always be here to deal with it. So we have triple Chalice and, of course, one Book of Eclipse in case we're running things out. We are siding the Crossout Detonators down here. It is, I guess, kind of cool to note that Nightmare Corrupt Ridley, everybody essentially just stopped caring about this, so now people just lose to it. We've come full circle within the case of the format. People cut the Lingaribo, the Nightmare Corruptors come back in, and then you get all of your free wins in the world. I mean, that's the best way to put it. And of course, the Skull Wagon's been getting a lot of value as of late. Honestly, the fact that you can just pop this off and then get a free spell and trap pop actually is incredibly good for a resource. Be probably one of the more interesting tech choices near the end of the deck's life. Why play Goliath when you can play essentially better cards at the end of the day? Next up here, we have our secondary Cached Era deck. We are actually main decking Shifters here, which is actually a good call. I like that. You do notice that Rise Heart has stuck around as a 2-up for a majority of this deck's life, too. I mean, you had builds that were playing one of these because people just don't like the brick effect that it gives. And, I mean, perfectly understandable, right? Like, you don't want more garbage cards in your deck that already is kind of got issues as it is. So this is a very, very nice addition to the pile. I see in here that we're also playing the Ghost Mourner and Moonlit Chill. This is another one of those cards that has definitely adapted towards time here. Now, I also want to point out that we're not playing evenlies. If you notice between both variants of these decks, neither of them no thrust into the evenly. That was something that we'd seen for a majority of this format, and it's not here. So I'm actually kind of surprised about that. Next up here we have, we are playing, how dare I assume that this was just Sprite. Now this is actually kind of very interesting in terms of deck choices. We're not playing Priya, and we're not playing the Cap Shell either. The cards that kind of help this deck along in terms of the extra chicken nugget of advantage. No, this deck doesn't look like it really cares about them. I was only seeing 2 Sprite Jet is interesting. I also see here that we are bulking down on 2 Godarla. This allows you to basically tribute over anything that the opponent would set up. This is pretty interesting, though. And of course, I mean, there's been a lot of discussion when people going, do you really need to main deck evenly matched right now? And I mean, evenly does help this deck out a lot. Runic does have some issues going second, sometimes, but not all the time, all right? I can say that about most things in the format, but this does give you a little bit more offensive capabilities. You know, rip apart your opponent's field, you're off to the races. Next up here is our other Cashier deck. Well, they were all up here. Ha! Now this is what I'm used to seeing. We got evenly matches in the main deck, but not a single thrust anywhere to be seen. I guess they weren't thrust into victory. We also have, I mean, your more standard defensive options in here that you're pretty much used to seeing. Gamma's a little bit of something that I haven't seen all that much of either, and I think that that's fine. This build also is playing the Divine Carnate here, or the Kurikara, instead of playing the Nightmare Corruptor. So you've seen, like, full circle here, how this deck plays all of these different option trees to try to maximize the best physical value that it can, all right? Whether or not it's going to depend on, hey, you know, do I want to side Kurikaras? Do I want to play Nightmare Corruptor Iblis? It's going to come down to how your localized environment handles a lot of this stuff. And in terms of deck building and things, that's honestly the most important thing. All right, tech choices. Next up here, haha, yeah, it's Expulsion Turbo. My favorite. Now, honestly, the first thing I see here, 1 Lubellion, 1 Saronir, that's pretty standard. We are playing the 1 Gold Sark with the 1 Mercurier, that's fine. And as of late, I've kind of noticed that this deck has been going more towards the whole cross-out designator package. This deck had to find a way to offset being punished by more aggressive cards from the opponent. And cross-out designator gives you the chance to do that. I mean, I don't want to lose to watching my branded fusion get ashed, so now if we open up the counterplay, the counter, for example, here, you're able to do that. Also happy to see Jinzo and actually Ra's Disciple. They weren't even playing the gimmick puppet down here. The biggest thing you gotta worry about is this thing going to attack mode and then getting destroyed. Is that it? Is that how that works? Yeah, those are your biggest things right now. Next up is Naturia Runic, sporting off 2 Gamma Seals. Is this really the amount of creativity that we're getting into at this stage in the format? Because I kind of feel like it is. We do actually get access to... Man, you can actually make this. This is actually disgusting. Hey, you know what? Time's looking really, really, really suspicious over there. Let's go ahead and just drop down a Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend and go ahead and punish the opponent. What's your opponent supposed to do? Absolutely nothing. Yeah. I also, once again, you see evenly matched here, taken down. Going second with this deck is so dirty, I feel like. Just how much board breaking can you actually do? Can your opponent actually, you know, recover from draw 3 the deck? It's also, I do like the Bysteel package down here, actually seeing play. I don't actually think that really matters all that much right now in terms of the format. Maybe Nightmare Corruptor Iblis, but alright, next up here. Oh, come on, man. We're playing 3 turtles in here. I don't... What do you want me to say? Yay! Kaijus! Yay! Actually, Ghost Mortar Moonlit Chill's kind of interesting in here. I kind of like this. This is, considering the fact that Cashier has been doing this for a majority of the deck's life, this is kind of nice. I also see here that we are citing Grave of the Super Ancient Organism. Of course, being able to paralyze the opponent and not allow them to play the game. It's Kashira's favorite card. Trust me when I say that. Kashira players absolutely love when you flip this. And then, of course, we still are playing Bysteels back here. So I guess maybe I missed the memo on Bysteels starting to see play in the Naturia deck. It does actually help the deck's strategy along for punishing the opponent, that's for sure. Spot removaling immediate outs always is going to feel like a better option. So build feels, once again, pretty straightforward. And then we have our Rikka Traptrix Sun Avalon. So our Rikka package is just, what, 2 Princess, the Primula, 1 Mudan with 1 Concon and 1 Glamour. We are also playing Void Trap Hole in here. That's kind of cute. And then I guess we're just playing, the Starena, the Kanzashi, and the Teardrop for interruptions. You know, in terms of like synergy, having the little extra push in this deck is actually kind of cute. And it doesn't hurt anything because, I mean, this is generic plant support essentially as it is. So, okay. So what do you guys think about the breakdown for this event? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. I'll see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Peace out. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.